Good morning, Keller Williams. This morning we're going to go over Facebook commands. I'm sorry, Facebook campaigns, specifically paid ad campaigns, and why you might want to use them and what the purpose is and how deep you might want to go with them. And what I mean by that is some of you have come to me and talking about campaigns and why they're working, why they're not working, how much they cost, how much to spend, what to choose, and all that good stuff. And I'm not sure that there's one right answer. Um, there could be several reasons why you might want to do a campaign. So if you're telling your clients you're doing Facebook advertising for them, then you're going to want to do this. So there's two parts to the Facebook paid ad campaigns. One is to create the ad, and then the second part is what to do once you have leads. All right, so you can see my dashboard here. I've done a couple of campaigns. You see one that's coming soon, off market, and they also coming soon or off market listing. So off market would be like PLNs. These are PLN type listings. And on the dashboard, you can see that they've already been completed, how long they ran, how much I spent on them, how many leads I got for each one. And so it's kind of a interesting way to promote a listing, promote something. In most cases, we're promoting a listing. And so then we can show our clients that, yeah, we advertise your listing. The second part, which we're not going to get into great detail, is once you get the lead, what do you do with them, right? So I was talking to an agent yesterday, and he's like, hey, if I get leads, great, but my purpose for this is to be able to show my client that I'm doing something, that I'm promoting their listing. So that's what we're trying to do here, is to show them that we are promoting their listing. All right, so I'm just going to pick one of these, click on the three dots here, and I'm going to duplicate the campaign just to save us a little bit of time, and duplicate and customize. So let's see what are the basic components of a paid campaign. So what I'm going to show you is the end result is over here. And that's the ad that you're going to see on Facebook. And so my recommendation is once you get to this portion here, take a screenshot of this. And I'm not sure if this will show up on your screen or not, but whatever screen you have, take a screenshot of that. And you can see it's been sponsored and promoted, and here's the listing information and all that good stuff, right? This is what you want to be able to save and show your client. Because the questions I get from people are, how do I find my ad when it's running on Facebook? Chances are you will not find your ad because we don't know the algorithm that Facebook is using as to when it sends this to people or who sees it. Not when, but who sees your ad, right? I know you and I, if we were to go on Facebook, we're going to see some things that are sponsored ads. Okay, so let's see. So here's a sponsored ad, for example. I don't control when this shows up on my screen, right? But I can see it's a sponsored ad because this is sponsored there. What we're going to be creating is going to be something similar. It says sponsored here. So we don't have control over it. So the best time to take a screenshot would be like right now as it's on the right-hand side of your screen. Okay, so as we go through, I'm just going to go through this high level. So we're not creating the full Facebook ad campaign. We could do that at a future workshop. All right, so the ad text, whatever you type in on the left-hand side is what you're going to type in here. Now they do recommend that you use emojis, which I'm going to create one in a future date that, the more and more that agents are using it, the more creative they're getting and some people are saying they're getting pretty good conversion rates on this, if that's your goal. That should be your goal, to capture a lead. So my understanding is, on average, about 4% of these are going to convert into leads. Okay. Someone mentioned that they weren't getting good leads, and I looked at their ad, and it was partially because they didn't have a price in here. So if you don't have a price, right, like this one here doesn't show a price in here, who's gonna click on it? Could be anyone and everyone. It could be someone looking for an apartment. So you do want to have a price in here. Again, whatever you're typing on the left-hand side is going to show up on the right-hand side. So you're going to get a preview of your listing here. Copy and paste that. Send that to your clients. All right, add media. Let's configure that so you can do multiple photos. That'll create that carousel. I want to get to the meat of this in terms of important things to keep track of. You should always be using the Use Facebook Lead Generation form. So under destination here, the default, when you enter this, says use site or landing page, which sounds like, yeah, I should be using my landing page. But for Facebook, you definitely want to be using Facebook Lead Generation form. You're still going to have your landing page here, right? So you're always going to have your landing page. So what I mean by that is when they click on this, if you select Use Facebook Lead Generation form, what it's going to do is it's going to take the Facebook user's name and email and possibly phone number that they have set up on their Facebook profile. So let me see if I can jump back to Facebook profile. So this would be my Facebook profile. If I go to About, and I think it's under Contacts and Basic Information. All right, you see my phone number here. You see my email here. Okay. If I were to click on a sponsored ad that was using a Facebook lead capture form, it's going to upload a phone number and an email. And I've got 3 other emails that are hidden from the timeline. And it's going to use that to fill out Facebook's form. And then it's going to use that data to send to Command. So if I were to log into a sponsored ad, people are seeing this phone number and this email. And so you might be saying, oh, I don't want them to see that. Okay, that's where it comes from. That's where we're getting our information from. All right, so again, if you're seeing 0 leads come in, most likely it's because you haven't used the Use Facebook Lead Generation form, and instead you have checked the Use Site or Landing Pages. And it's an easy mistake to make because this radio button is defaulted to Use Site or Landing Page. All right, so you want to make sure you use that. Target a custom audience. You can see here I picked the United States and Edgewater, so you can go down to a neighborhood level. However, you can't go lower than 15 miles. So 15 miles from Edgewater will take me all the way downtown, right? It'll take me all the way to the airport. So it's 15 miles in Chicago is pretty big. And then I have expert targeted listings of Zillow and Realtor.com. I've heard mixed things about whether you should or should not have that. Some people are saying, hey, let Facebook decide where it's going to go, who it's going to target. So we're just going to have to play around to see what's going to capture the most relevant type of leads. All right, so again, targeted custom audience is going to give you a geographical and targeted interest. If you click on target your database, it's not what you might initially think. Targeting your database is not going to take people that are in your Facebook database, which is what I was hoping it would do. It would target everyone in my Facebook database. everyone that I'm friends with, another way to say that. But that's not what it's doing. It's targeting people that are in command that has an email that's associated with their Facebook email. So what do we know about emails and what people use for emails? What we know is oftentimes, when did they create a Facebook account? Right? It could have been 10, 15, 20 years ago that they created a Facebook account. And what email were people using 10, 15, 20 years ago? Right? It could have been an AOL or a Yahoo or Earthlink, or who knows what email they would have used to register their website or their Facebook page. And if in your command you have their new email address, so for me it'd be like, even this is outdated for me, right? Because I can't use properties anymore. So for me it'd be Joe Green Team as opposed to Green Team Properties. So in my command, if I have myself as Joe at Joe Green Team, it would not, my Facebook would not get that sponsored ad. So right now I'd advise using Target Your Database unless you've figured out a way to show or capture someone's Facebook email account address that they originally logged in on. All right, so that's what I wanted to cover over for you today. Is one, the only way for you to see the ad is during the preview, right? So you can copy and paste it from here. Just do a screenshot of this right-hand corner block here so that you can see exactly what the ad is supposed to look like. Save that and then send it to your clients to say, here's an ad that I ran for you. All right. The second thing I wanted to show you is, let's see which one it is, that what you see is what you get, right? So whatever you see here on the ad text, you're going to see that over here as part of your preview. It is recommended that you use emojis here. So again, in a future episode, I'll have one with emojis so that you'll see exactly what it means. People's eyes are drawn to emojis. It just is what it is. The ads, I recommend you select a couple of photos so it does show up in a carousel type mode. And for the ad itself, you always want to use Facebook lead generation form. Make sure that is checked. This is just the destination. You have two options here. One is your listing landing page, or it could be your website, or it could be something else. But those are the three things I would recommend. A listing landing page that you've created for your listing, your website to draw people into your world, or something else. Some of you are going to be much more creative than I am. All right. Finally, the third thing is your budget, how much you want to spend. You can see here, I'm doing $5 a day per channel. Right now, I'm only selecting Facebook. I'm not doing Instagram, and I'm not doing Twitter. From things I've heard, Twitter probably isn't the best medium for these types of ad. If you're big on Instagram, maybe you do it there. Right now, I'm just doing on Facebook. All right, anyway, that's what I wanted to show you. And we'll do another workshop soon and go into step by step as to how to create one of these. All right, but for today, that's it. Have a great rest of your morning. Bye now.